And we're going to wave them off for 100 laps of action at Winchester Speedway. The Winchester 100, presented by JEGs.com for the JEG CRA All Stars Tour. Presented by Chevrolet Performance. Deach and Van Wieringen in the front row. Braden and Wooden in row number 2. Row number 3, Wes Griffith. And the one-of-point champion, Cody Coughlin. 7th place starter. And the top qualifier, Dan Leake. 1 to go signal. 100 laps of green. Moments from getting underway. Force Compact Touring Series feature coming up at the conclusion of this one. Who will take the victory? So far this season, Elliott, Finley, Coughlin, Braden, Snyder, Bursley, Johnson, Van Wieringen, the different drivers that have found victory lane. Not all of those drivers are racing in this event. Some of them are. Green flag for Deach and Van Wieringen coming off of turn number 4. We are underway at Winchester. Into 1 and 2, Van Wieringen in the outside lane and Deach on the bottom. Side by side, Van Wieringen pulling forward. The young lady from Canada going into the lead. Van Wieringen pulling forward. Wooden is going to move into the 2nd spot. Deach caught on the bottom, could get up, is going to squeeze up in front of Cody Coughlin now in the 3rd position. Single file for the most part, front of the pack. 8 laps in at the line for the number 5 of Dominique Van Wieringen. Big move by Griffith coming off the corner and trouble through 3 and 4. Heavy smoke. Heavy smoke and caution. Caution out. As the 33 of Cody Robinson. Smoke. Heavy smoke covering up the corner. Everyone coming to a stop. They couldn't see where they were going. And hopefully nobody has any major damage. Coughlin making his run, middle of 3 and 4. Looks to the low side coming off the course. Back in line up along the outside retaining wall. 72 of Wooden. Running in 3rd. Deach running in the 4th spot. 5th and 6th, their own little battle as Griffith challenges the 01. Look out, middle of 3 and 4. Around goes Jackson Jacobs. Jackson Jacobs in the 97 solo car spin in turns 3 and 4 brings out our 2nd caution at lap number 13. Here we go for the restart. Double file. Outside lane, the leader, Van Wieringen. Coughlin on the inside. Fast start down in 3 and 4. Green is out. Van Wieringen hanging on for the time being. Into 1 and 2 we go. She's going to be able to hold him off. Bays up along the wall. Was able to keep it off of the concrete. Scott Neal on the inside. Griffith running now the 5th spot. Jason, no trouble. Evans goes around in the 4, threading the needle to get through as yellow comes out for Cody Evans, the Camden, Ohio driver in the number 4. The spin and turn number 1 backs it into the wall. A couple of the drivers towards the back of the field. Cody Evans, one of those with a spin. And cosmetic damage to the back of that ride. Trouble on the backstretch. Wooden in the 72 around. Up against the wall, Tom Wooden in the 72. Beach in the number 1 car with damage. So the number 1 of John Beach to the pits. It was he and Tom Wooden that got together. You can see the rear bumper cover. A shot in the 40, probably going to be heading to the pit. caution flag for the number 40 of Mashad as he stops to bring out a caution on purpose. Keith Sturkowitz trying to move forward. He's moved up once, then fallen back on a restart trouble coming off the corner. Number 2, Cody Evans around. Coughlin car is pace car back to pit road. Green flag coming off of turn 4 for Coughlin and Van Wieringen. She's up the banking. She's going to be able to cross the line in the advantage at the front of the field. But man, a close call there. Here comes Scott Neal in the 17. Got to the outside of Coughlin. Some contact down the backstretch. Neal to the inside of Coughlin for the number 2 spot. For that second position, and Neal moves up to second as they were door to door, beating and banging on the front stretch, but has fallen back in the field at one time during this race because of missing a shift on a restart. Mark Jacobs pit stop. And Coughlin into the wall. Coughlin down the banking. Look out. Coughlin back up the track. Flat tire on Coughlin's car. Great job by the spotters and the other drivers closing in on Coughlin as they got it slowed down and avoided more contact with Coughlin, who must have cut down a tire, got into the wall. You could tell he was slowing. Deach and Foley in row number 2. Row number 3 of Sturkowitz and Bays. Green flag coming off of turn number 4. Here we go. Jared Foley going to move up into the second spot. It's that outside lane moving forward. David McManus for a top 5 position, low side of Sturkowitz. And Bozell, as well as Braden. Oh, look out, Braden. Helped Bozell out there a little bit. Bozell was closing the door. Braden checked up to avoid turning him into the wall. Sturkowitz gonna spin it coming off of turn number 2. Keith Sturkowitz into the water barrels. Sturkowitz was having a great run and he slides down into the water barrels coming off of turn number 2. Van Wieringen in the 5. Scott Neal in the 17. Green flag coming off of 4. We are back underway. 42 laps in. Van Wieringen pulls out front. Neal drops in line in second. McManus in the 7 is third. Mike Stacy is up to 4th. Deach is in 5th. 6th spot Deucer. 7th spot is Beach. Whoa, look around. Jordan Miller, Weston Griffith, hard impact. Miller's car whipped around going into that first turn. Nowhere to go for the 33 of Wes Griffith. Neal to the inside, row 2 of McManus and Stacy in row 3. It is Deach and Deucer. Green flag is out. Stacy will move into second, a bold move on the front stretch. Watching back in the field, Beach in the number 1, Bozell in the 104. Foley again low. This time it's Stacy. Stacy taking up some racetrack on the backstretch. Stacy goes around. Backs up onto the banking on the infield. Gonna be able to salvage the car. He misses the portion of the wall, but caution out. Foley and Stacy in a battle coming off of 2. Stacy trying to protect low. Scott Neal on the low side. Double wide formation coming to turns 3 and 4. Ready for the restart. Scott Neal on the low side of Dominic Van Wieringen. Back underway. 62 laps complete. McManus strong in the yellow number 7, trying to get by Deach to get up into that number 3 spot. He was there not long ago and shuffled back a little bit. Travis Braden just out of the top 5. He's had a tough night so far, but has avoided trouble to remain a contender. McManus, what a run, coming off of 2 on Scott Neal for second. David McManus, first start at Winchester, and he's going to make it a good one. Oh, trouble on the front stretch. McManus and Neal hard into the wall. Braden down to the inside, hits the inside retaining wall. Big time crash on the front stretch. Scott Neal in the 17, David McManus in the 7. Get together coming off of turn number 4 just as McManus was clearing him. Neal gets out of his race car, goes over towards McManus. Jason Deach trying to get a little advantage on the restart. And coming off of turn 4, underway. Well, that didn't help Jason Deach out too much as he falls back. Now going to go for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th positions. Leading the way, Dominique Van Wieringen. Deach looking to the low side of the 104 car of Bozell. Crump gets into Bozell. Deach up into the wall. Kyle Crump in the number 7. Bozell in the 104 get together. Deach nowhere to go in the number 7. 5 laps to go this time. Van Wieringen down the banking, closes the door. Here comes Deucer to the outside lane. Oh, contact between the two. Into the wall goes Foley. Foley did not know the 14 was out there, and caution is out. Caution flag out for the 04 of Foley, closing the door on the front stretch. Deucer got to the outside. Foley didn't know it. Foley closes the door. Deucer out there. They get up into the wall, and yellow out with 5 to go. First 5 cars in the rundown on the lead lap. Van Wieringen in the number 5. Regrouping, getting underway at the green. Deucer gets up into the outside lane. Jackson Jacobs looking to the bottom. Final 5 laps of this one. Even on the restarts tonight, they've been a little off. Van Wieringen in the 5. Deucer, strong run through the middle of 3 and 4. Takes it up along the outside wall, trying to close that gap with Van Wieringen out front. Three laps to go for Dominique Van Wieringen. Deucer giving it everything he can, trying to close that gap. Hurt himself on that restart, though, by having to wait up for the leader. Deucer is closing the gap, but going to run out of time, possibly lap and a half to go. Going to get the white flag this time. 1 more lap to go. Jackson Jacobs for 3rd. He and Kyle Crump in a battle. Deucer makes up a big close of the gap. Down the backstretch, within a car length. Going to come to the checkered through 3 and 4. Deucer to the outside. Van Wieringen off the pace, and Deucer's going to win it at the checkered. Van Wieringen second. 3rd spot. 3rd spot to the 7 of Crump. 4th to Jackson Jacobs, and 5th to John Beach. Unbelievable finish to what was definitely an unbelievable race. Could Dominique Van Wieringen run out of gas? That is a possibility because they ran a ton. They ran a ton of laps.